Get out of bed today, hero. Got school okay, hero. Did what I could do. Pretty much like you. You're a hero too. Having fun and coming through. You're a hero to me. Yes, it's true. You are a hero. Me, I'm like you. I'm a hero too. When I'm the schoolhouse door, hero. Where I was heading for, hero. I didn't have a clue. Pretty much like you. You're a hero too. Whatever changes you've been through. You're a hero to me. Yes, it's true. You are my hero.
Welcome to Hot Hero Sandwich with Loretta Lynn, Leonard Nimoy, and Richard Pryor. In conversation with Tom Connell.
Hang around, hero. Have a place downtown, hero. Meet somebody new. Pretty much like you. You're a hero too.
With special guests Joe Jackson, Andy Breckman, and Hot Hero.
I got a place to sleep, hero. Got a green to keep, hero. Got a river too. Got a dog named Blue. He's a hero too. You're a hero.
Children, your father and I have something we want to discuss with you.
What?
Well, yesterday, in the living room, behind the sofa, I found this.
Uh-oh.
Now, I showed it to my friend, Peter Hamilton, at the plant, and he says that it's definitely marijuana.
Well, how would he know?
He was a Marine sergeant in Vietnam.
Now, which one of you children did it? We don't want to punish you, we just want to help.
So what's the big deal? It's just a little grass.
Yeah, everybody smokes it.
Not in this house, they don't, young man.
They've done studies, scientific studies, that prove that marijuana slows down your reflexes and distorts your vision.
Oh, Mother, that's ridiculous. One of us could be stoned right out of our head right now, and you'd never even know it.
Why, we know. We're your parents.
I read in the paper that when mice are forced to smoke marijuana, they lose all ambition.
Well, what kind of ambition could a mouse have to begin with?
Bobby.
Well, what do they want to do? Grow up to be horses?
Now, you stop talking back to your mother.
Sorry, Mom.
But, Mom, you smoke cigarettes every day, and Dad, you have a drink every night when you come home.
Well, that's different.
No, it's not.
Well, besides, we're not talking about your mother and me. We're talking about you and Bobby.
Me and Bobby? What about Richard? How come you never pick on him?
Yeah, you never even suspect him.
Well, let's face it, you two are the ones that stay out late at concerts and parties, and all Richard ever wants to do is go out back and work in his garden.
Yes, why can't you two take up a nice little hobby like Richard here? I mean, he spends 3, 4, 5 hours a day in that garden of his.
And what a lovely garden it is, too, with all those leafy green plants with those pretty little buds. Why, they're growing like weeds out there.
I don't want to have a garden. I want to have fun.
Well, fun is one thing, but this marijuana business is another.
Mother,
Yes, Richard.
not being secure.
Of course you may.
Mommy pulled a real good trick on us. She seen somebody smoking in the barnyard. We had a breezeway that went through the barnyard. I don't know if you've ever seen a barn made with a kind of like a breezeway that goes through it. Well, Marie had got some smoking tobacco some way. I don't know where she got it. But I was going to try it with her. And so I tried it with Marie. And so when I got to the house, Mommy asked me if said, who was that smoking? And I said, I didn't know. But she knew that me and Marie was out there. So she got me out behind Marie, and she said to Marie, says, Marie, Loretta told me that you were smoking in the barn. Is this true? She said, now, did she tell you that? Mommy said, oh, yeah. She told me that you were smoking, and she said she was smoking, too. So Mommy gave me a switching, you know. Wore me out.
He's gonna kill me. Yes, there's a tiny scratch in the fender. It happened in the parking lot. I wasn't even there. Ah, it's so small, nobody will even notice it. Except Dad. He'll notice it. Well, I have to face him sometime. Here goes.
Welcome to another episode of Kids on Trial. Today's case, Mr. Robert Robinson Sr. versus Bobby Robinson Jr. The charge, witchcraft.
What?
That's enough out of you. Gag him. Right. Okay. Now, there's two sailors walk into a grocery store, right? And the first sailor says, hey, I want to buy a pair of ears.
Put tape on the child's mouth.
Right.
Well, what have you got to say for yourself? Don't mumble. Speak up. That's better. Now, Mr. Robinson, are you ready to make your opening statement?
Ready as I'll ever be, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this Merlin you see standing here before you, this sorcerer, this magician, stands in this courtroom already condemned. Condemned by his beady, guilty little eyes. Condemned by the guilty look of his brow, the guilty look of his hair, the guilty look of his collarbone. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if this little sucker isn't guilty, nobody is.
Thank you, Bob. That was just beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, does the court-appointed counsel for the defense wish to make an opening statement? As you wish. Mr. Robinson, you may state your case.
Thank you, Jerry. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my son here borrowed my car. Now, my car was in perfect shape when he borrowed it. He claims he left it in the parking lot. He claims he wasn't responsible for the scratch on the left front fender. Well, if he wasn't responsible, who was? I'll tell you who was. Magic did it, that's who. Yes, the magic of the sorcerer, the warlock, and the witch, that's what it is. Why, look at it. Look! A scratch, 1/32nd of an inch, 100th millimeter. Yes, that's who did it. The devil himself through his disciple, this spawn of Satan. Yes, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the devil did it. Who else would dare to scratch my car?
You're really good. You know that? Defense counsel, have you any matters you wish to bring to the attention of the court? Very well. The defendant may speak for himself. Remove the gag.
Right.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have heard both accuser and defendant speak in their own behalf. You are hereby instructed to render a verdict of guilty. Okay, pal, that's the verdict. Oh, knock it off. Bobby Robinson Jr., you have been found guilty of witchcraft. You are hereby sentenced to be taken to a public place and burned at the stake. Court's adjourned.
No, Bobby. No son of mine will ever burn at the stake. No, we're going to fight this every step of the way. We'll be at your side every minute. We'll always be with you. We're your parents. We love you.
So ends another episode which proves that kids are always on trial.